Hello beautiful people, today we're gonna build a PC using this case, HAVN HS 420, and compare it to legendary Lian-Li O11D. The reason I went with this case is because I didn't want to repeat myself and use the same case twice, and I saw good reviews and praises on Gamers Nexus channel about this particular case. So far my first impressions that Lian-Li is still superior and better case in general. This case has some interesting features and kind of gimmicks. They're nice to have, but you don't really need them. And Lian-Li has more features and better suited for all the needs you can have. This case is still a bit limited. Hopefully, this company, HAVN, will see this review and make their case better. Let's open this case and see what we get and how they look inside and review the features. First thing you're gonna see in the box of the home case is that they include gloves, which is quite nice. For free gloves, they look and feel okay. Not the best gloves, but we're gonna use them because they want us to use them. Second thing you see is accessory box, which has some screws. There's a mounting plate if you want to mount the monitor inside your case, which is, I don't think many people do that, but maybe I'll do it in the future. Some screws and some, plates and etc. Nothing special. I'm gonna put this box aside. First thing, let's open it up and see how long it will take us to get to the back side and the front side of the case. To remove the top panel, all we need to do for this case is just pull this thing. And that's really nice, that feels convenient, magnets, love them. Then you see this mesh, which, to be honest, they say it's a premium case, but this mesh looks quite cheap. On the windows I have a mosquito mesh, and even this mesh looks better than this one that they have on the case. And let's compare it to the O11D. Remove the top panel, which you need to remove 2 screws. They're gonna just stay with the panel, push the button, release the lock, and top panel. And then you have another mesh here, which looks way nicer. Look at this. Nice honeycomb mesh, filters really nicely. And I don't know if you can see on camera, but if you compare the density of the grid, this grid is so big. Like the holes here are so big. I'm not sure if it can stop as much of a dust as this one. And this feels way more premium and also magnetic, so you can adjust it and put it anywhere you want. Okay, so we remove the top panel. All right. How we can remove the backside of the panel? For Lian-Li case, the only thing you need is just pull it up and done, it's removed. Then you have another 2 magnetic meshes. For this case, what you need to do is to remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws. If you didn't know, 6 screws just to remove the back panel, that's a lot. Wait, am I right? Maybe just 2 screws. Let's check this out. Let's probe the point. First of all, we're gonna remove these 2 screws and try to remove the panel. 1. Oh, I was wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. Well, still, for this computer, you only need to remove it. For this one, you still need to unscrew some stuff. What we can see here is another mesh panel, which is same material as the one on top, which feels quite cheap-ish. The grid is not very dense. The downside, your PC is gonna get dusty, right? But the upside is you're gonna get more airflow, so it's up to you. In my humble opinion, I would prefer the Lian-Li grid. It looks way more nicer. Okay, so how we can remove the side panel and the front panel? In this case, they are one piece, which is pretty nice. It looks nice. This band is very interesting, and this might be a very unique case in this computer. For this case, I don't have a front panel because I have a distribution plate here. And to remove the side panel, you only need to pull it, and it's done. In this case, you're gonna need to remove the rest of the screws. 4 screws, not too much, but it's time consuming, which is not nice. You started really nice with the magnet plate, easy to remove, easy access, but what can you access here, right? Couple wires, the core, it's pretty pointless to have just one panel on a magnet. What you have to do to remove it, you have to pull it forward because it slides. There is a roll, whatever, the thingy that you slide on. And then it should be released. Yeah, you pull it slightly up to the side, like that, and pull it up. And then it should be released. Holding it, not touching the glass, is very difficult. Probably that's why they gave us the gloves, right? And here we go. I have 2 open cases. In case of Lian-Li, it took, I don't know, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. In case of HAVN, it took a few minutes, right? Which is not really convenient. Another thing that you have here is the back panel. And to access stuff, you also have to remove it, which is another downside. This back panel is just fully accessible. You don't need to remove anything. So let's remove it. Yeah, you pull it back, up, and it's removed. Another mesh. It's weird that there's only one filter mesh here. I don't know if you can see. There's no mesh here, but there's here. It's a bit weird, but okay. The holding panels for coolers or for fans, also removable. That's nice. Should be default option on premium cases, so there's no questions here. What I found weird in this case, let me reposition it and I'm gonna talk more about that. Okay, I turned them down so you can see them from the backside, and let's look at this panel. This panel can hold up to 420 rad, or it can also store USSDs, hard drives, and you can also mount the display here, right? Nice functionality, very interesting. But the thing is, if you want to hot swap your drives, you don't have access to them. Or if you want to just place or remove one of your drives, the thing you have to do is to remove the whole panel here. Why? I don't understand that. In terms of Lian-Li, you have these panels here. You just remove this screw here, and you have access to the rack of 2 drives, right? I move this panel, easy to remove, and then you pull this thing. It's hot swappable. Don't hold much space here. We pull this thing, and the drive is here. You pull it back in. Very easy and very convenient to use. Then you want to put another drive. You pull the one on the bottom. You put the drive in, and you slide it in. All connected, all nice, very convenient. What do we have to do in this case? I have to remove 1, 2, 3 screws. Let's do that. And you pull the whole thing down. All the hard drive. Imagine if you have, let's see, you have 3 drives here, right? And then you add the vessel mount for like small monitor to show your, I don't know, temperatures, whatever you want to show on the display. Imagine all these wires going from this panel. All these wires are going to go to PSU, you're gonna have to disconnect all of them just to get an access to put a new drive? Yeah, I agree. It looks kind of cool. Storage, blah, blah, blah. This whole panel feels solid. But functionality-wise, it's so inconvenient to do that or to access it. It's so weird. Enough of that. Let's detach one of them, which you can do by removing another screws here. Now I can pull this off, and I have another thing inside. There is another panel here that you need to remove. To remove that panel, you also have 2 screws. And more screws. Let's go. 1. And 2. And only now you can remove this thing. You can place an SSD here, or you can throw it away and put an HDD here, right? It will fit just one HDD. In case of Lian-Li, this panel can fit 2 HDDs or SSDs, whatever you want. I see there is also option just to put SSD, so I assume you can put one SSD on this panel, one SSD here, put in, and you have 2 of those in just one rack. In general, interesting idea. Mechanics of it, weird, uncomfortable, too slow. Don't think it's worth the hassle. What I also found, let's put this aside, is that you can mount this thing here. So, for example, you want to free up the slot on this panel for the monitor, or you want to remove more stuff, or you want to put the radiator here. So you just take one of those, put them here, and you have 2 SSDs or HDD, whatever you want. Which is nice, it's well thought, but still, for some people that might not be enough if they want to put a rack here, and here, and make a similar setup to this one. Let's move to Lian-Li case. In this case, you have this panel, which can store SSDs that I already have. You can see one SSD here, one SSD here, and it has these things, these racks that you can put one in, another one here, which is a lot. I didn't put one here because I have RGB controls, but this configuration is enough for me. And I have plenty of storage, and it fits all I need. How would I solve this problem in this case? So, if you look at this case, the thickness is slightly different, right? But this amount of thickness gives you so much more versatility in Lian-Li case compared to this one, which I think just make the case thicker and put more stuff in it, and it will be much nicer and more convenient for people. Another thing about the storage. These things, you put them in, it's all metal to metal. This thing, you put the SSD or HDD here, it's all metal to metal. There are no rubber O-rings, which is, in case of SSDs, not as important, but in case of HDDs, very important, because they, as you might know, vibrate. In case of Lian-Li case, there is so much rubber. Even for SSDs, you see they put O-rings here, so they even care for SSDs. So that's nice attention to details. Here is not enough. Yes, you can say, hey, they have this rubber pads here, and on the down panel they also have rubberized inserts, which is good. But still, this whole panel gonna vibrate, and only these pinpoints are gonna filter the vibrations. They're gonna filter the vibrations to the case, but not to each other, which is, in my opinion, that's not ideal. Anyway, enough mumbling about that. Let's put this thing back. Let's look at this side. It has a few things to offer. Nice grooves for the wires, fan extensions, which you have too. It's really nice usually in cases that have just one, and you have to use your own to get fan control that you actually need. But here you can control one set of fans with this and another set of fans with this one, and distribute the fan speed differently. Anyway, you have a slot for PSU, nice rubber things to control how and where your wires go, which is nice, and that's pretty much it. So conclusion so far is that this is too complicated, too many screws. Please do more magnets, get more space for more stuff. Okay, let's put the PSU here. For PSU, I chose Seasonic Vertex. You can go Platinum, but that might be overkill. For this case, I went for Platinum, I went all in. This PSU has 12 volt power, which is nice for modern GPUs. By the way, which one you cannot get, it's a February 2025. No GPUs on the market, so the only GPU you're gonna see in this video is this one. We're gonna build this PC just with the CPU for now, and I'm gonna wait for my GPU. Okay, PC is in. For the CPU, I have 9950X3D, which is just released recently. So usually I go with Asus, but recently I had some issues with Asus, and I decided to try it out with this on the side and see how it goes. For the CPU cooler, I chose Arctic Liquid Freezer 3 420, because this case can support 420, and why not going for it, right? This cooler is really praised by Gamers Nexus channel, and I really wanted to try it out. What you can do is to place the CPU first and then put the motherboard, or you can put the motherboard and then CPU first. Different people prefer it in different order. I think I'll just place the motherboard first because there is plenty of space here, and I can, work with the CPU easily. So I tried these two screws on the motherboard that they include, and they say this is motherboard screw and this is the SSD one, but to me that looks more like a motherboard that I used to use, right? So I tried using this on the motherboard, and it doesn't even go in because it has a different thread for each screw. Which is, if you have an intention for people to use certain screws, that's okay, and so they can fuck it up, and put the wrong screw in. But again, what if I want to use this one? Why can't I? That's a bit weird. Let me know if you know why in the comments. Okay, motherboard is in. Let's put the CPU. Be careful not to drop the CPU in the socket because it can bend the pins and then you're screwed. There's a triangle on the CPU here. I should outline there is a triangle on the motherboard. And look at it. Okay, now we can put the cooler on the CPU. But before that, we're gonna need to put some thermal paste on. For thermal paste, I chose GC Extreme. It worked pretty well for me. I decided to try it because it has some good reviews on Reddit and different forums. So I'm gonna keep using it. Different people use different methods. Someone put just the dot in the middle and press it with a core. Some people just put a few dots and cross, and again, that's it. And some people spread. So it depends on you. I don't judge you. Do whatever you like. Okay, to place the core in, I remove this panel, which you remove just two screws here. You pull it off, and now I can put my core with it and put it back. Easy. I'm gonna use the screws from the core kit. And don't forget to use all rings, metal ones, to place here on top, so it has better contact points. Okay, mount is ready. Make sure to put it on the right side and follow the instructions. This is left, this is right, and the upside is here where the letters are. Now we can align the cooler to see if it actually fits nicely. So and see which direction we want to go. So if I place it this direction, it's going to be a bit off. If I put it like that, see, Yeah, it should go this way because it fits nicely on the CPU. So now we know that. Let's apply thermal paste and place the cooler. All right. So CPU is in, motherboard is in, core is in. We're almost done. We just need to connect power supply and SSD. Let's place the SSD next. Oh, that's nice and easy. Just one button here to lift it, no screws. That's very convenient. They have 2 slots for the disk, and this one. This slot is 2 terabytes. So they use the same PCB, and then if you buy 4 terabytes, you get this one populated too. I wonder if actually soldering another 2 terabytes here works. I don't know if anyone done this, but it will be curious to know. Oh wow, that's really cool system. I love it. There are no screws. You just place it in. You see, HAVN. You need screws to put things in. Okay, that's done. Looks good enough. Okay, so what do we have left? Connected the PCU, CPU, motherboard, has the power, front panel, USB stuff. Fans, I'm not gonna put fans yet, so it's not gonna be finished build. It's just the beginning of the build. Okay, so since I don't have a GPU, I'm gonna leave it for the part 2 of this build. And let's just assemble this back and make conclusions about this case. All right, HAVN HS 420. Pretty nice case. Is it premium? Yes and no. Some parts like mesh, filter meshes, they don't feel premium, they feel pretty cheap. Magnets on the top case are really nice and feels really good. The cable routing feels really easy to do. Nothing to complain here. Routing, actually, cable routing is way better than on Lian-Li case. But everything else, functionality, not as good. Would I buy this case if I knew what I know right now about it? Probably not, but I'm just gonna stick to it because I don't want to go through the hassle of returning and stuff like that. I hope HAVN will take this not as the criticism, but as a feedback and make their cases better. In general, I like this case, but it could be much better. For now, my preferable case still would be Lian-Li O11 Dynamic. I enjoy this case better. If you want to see me build liquid cooling system like I have right now on my Lian-Li computer, let me know. I might do it sometime later when I get a GPU and plan what I want to do with it. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next video.